Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. On my way home from work, gonna finish up this Survivor Series 2017 full show preview that I started on my lunch. I can honestly tell you that it's hard for me to decide on what is going to be the main event of this show. I can just tell you that honestly, I'm going to be really excited for Survivor Series. I can already tell. I'm not 100% sure if it is just the SmackDown versus Raw feel that the show has, a lot like bragging rights had back in the day, which normally was a pretty good pay-per-view. I mean, the one had that Undertaker versus Kane match that didn't blow it out of the water. But I always liked the SmackDown versus Raw stuff. I think that's one of the first times we got to see The Miz go up against his former tag partner, John Morrison. That was a really good match, if I remember right, after their breakup. But real fun stuff going to be going down. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Brock Lesnar going up against Jinder Mahal. I don't think that they'll actually put this match on last, even though that it is champion versus champion. I think the main event will actually be the 5-on-5 Survivor Series style match with Raw versus SmackDown. Just because of the fact that I think that even though Brock Lesnar brings Brock Lesnar to the table, Jinder Mahal is still Jinder Mahal. Even though he's the SmackDown champion, I mean, what are you really going to say about it? I mean, Ravi, Assault and Battery 777 can sit here and act like he's the best wrestler in the world. But, I mean, like, is there anybody in the world, here he is coming off of beating Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the best talents there is going today, that really think that Jinder Mahal is a stronger champion than he was before? I mean, the SummerSlam match was a letdown, but people thought for sure that you turn around, the next month, the pay-per-view, and it'd be in the bag that Nakamura's going to win it. Nakamura should be the biggest thing that there is going in wrestling today. He should be the guy that should be, moving in and taking John Cena's place. Or if not, taking John Cena's place in WWE, at least being the #1 star of SmackDown. Even with, the other guys, AJ Styles and other guys that are on there that are really knocking out of the park right now. They should be really emphasizing how good he is to get more people jump on the train that have been watching him. I can say that the first time I ever saw him wrestle was the first Wrestle Kingdom I ever saw, and he wrestled in the co-main event and just blew me out of the water. That guy, pretty much was Michael Jackson. But I'm not 100% sure that even if I would care about this match more if it was Nakamura against Brock, but that is one way to really get him into that match. Brock, since coming back to WWE, has really only messed with, main eventers. He's had some matches against, I believe, Cesaro, Sheamus, Rusev on house shows, but those are just house shows. They got a match that a guy can go out there and wrestle against Brock Lesnar and, get beat and really not lose any credibility because it's just the house show. The only thing that doesn't make me care about this is honestly just Jinder Mahal. I don't want to be, dogging on this guy too much. I know that a lot of times in professional wrestling, if you hate a guy, it's really good because it makes you want to see that guy get beat up. I don't want to see this guy get beat up. I just want to see this guy lose the title. I'm not saying that there's not a place in wrestling for Jinder Mahal. It's just, to me, that is always going to be the WWE Championship. It's the lineage draws it to the same belt that Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage held. And even though this guy has won the title and, he's been able to hold on to it, with feuds against John Cena and Nakamura, he's had big matches on SmackDown, he's had big matches on pay-per-view. But when it comes down to it, these are not matches that he's really won. I mean, like, if you go back to the Punjabi prison match, if it wasn't for the Great Khali, Randy Orton be wearing that belt right now. So, I mean, it's always the Singh brothers or, Great Khali, somebody coming out of the back to make the save. I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense that this guy is your WWE champion. Brock Lesnar should come in. He honestly should beat this guy in no time at all. I know that it comes down to it. The Singh brothers will probably find some way to be involved. I remember thinking that, Brock might be in trouble when they did the Beast in the East show, and they did Brock Lesnar against Kofi Kingston, a member of the New Day, thinking that Biggie Langston and Xavier Woods would come down and get involved in that match and try to even the odds in Kofi's favor. But I don't think they came out until the match was already over. And then if I remember right, I think Brock Lesnar still hit the F5 on Big E just to fucking do it. So we'll see what goes down at this one. I still think that there's a good chance that there's going to be some sort of disqualification. Somebody interrupting this match, somebody trying to get Brock Lesnar's, I guess you could say, get his attention, trying to set something up for either a far-out WrestleMania 34 match or something for the Royal Rumble. Hopefully Finn Balor, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense either. Have to probably be somebody who's not in the company right now. So if that's going to happen, so or at least not on the show. But I think Brock's going to win this. I was going to say that he'll keep the championship regardless, but it's a non-title match. So it's just for brand supremacy to see what's a better show, Raw versus SmackDown. I think hands down, Brock is a better champion than Jinder Mahal.